Welcome, Toastmasters, Sam Conyers.
I'd like to begin the history of drinking in America. I grew up Baptist. We didn't drink alcohol. We drank coffee. Alcohol is probably not the best thing for you, so just keep that in mind. However, I love your speech. But sports, music, theater, cinema, all of these areas, I've been thinking a lot about this, that you can be the best in your area of talent, and yet you won't make it to the big leagues, will you? Isn't that the fact, the way it works? Because probably only about 1/10 of 1% of the best sports players, the best musicians, the best actors for cinema or theater, such as Broadway, actually are able to do it for a living that would be substantial enough to support yourself and family and live a reasonable, prosperous life. And I've just been thinking, why does it have to be that way? I think about Italy, over there, they have a lot of great singers, tenors, and they'll get together and have little concerts with each other, and they will sing, and it'll be a wonderful thing. But here, in order to perform, for instance, you have to be good enough to where you're going to get an audience of at least, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, maybe 5,000, 10,000. And it's either you make it in the big leagues or you really don't make it at all. Is that kind of true with sports? Some of you found out that to be true with sports. You can be extremely good at basketball, football, but for whatever reason, a small percentage of people make it. So I've been thinking, how could we change that? Well, I was thinking about doing a speech about that, but then that was as far as I could get. So then I was thinking about another topic that is sort of kind of along the same lines. I would call this speech Hooray for the Little People. We exalt success in this country, and we label it in certain areas, don't we? Yes. Money, power, prestige, position, starting from nothing, building a business, up the ladder, the heck with the competition, boom, and you make it really big. The hot shot comes on to the stage, tells about all of his exploits in business. He's #1 in America for this or that, and he wants to run for office. And we go, oh wow, we're so inspired. Let's get him in. Why? Because, well, he runs this country like he ran his business. So, boy, it's going to be wonderful. And what about the little guy? What about the fellow who, he makes a living decent enough to support his family. He's faithful to his wife, and loving and nurturing to his kids. And he goes to church or synagogue. And he is active in his community to help people out, but he doesn't want any accolades for that. He's just a guy who's happy to be alive, but he's got substantial morals, and he never, ever compromised those morals. Never. Now, would you want someone like that as your senator? Or do you want Mr. Big Shot, who compromised quite a lot, but you don't know about it? It's paid off, it's done behind the scenes, what have you. Well, I was just thinking about that. Money, power, prestige, big business, profits. We laud those things, the moguls, Yet, how many of you have someone that takes out your garbage, picks it up off the street? Anybody in here like that?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you do without those people? You wanna do it? What about getting a plumber? Something goes bad in your house, you really don't know how to fix it. You might try the little things. You try that one thing and you try to fix it and the water sprays everywhere and your wife goes, "You should have called a plumber." Well, what would we do without the plumbers in the world? Can you think about 10 other things of the little people that we appreciate a lot? And yet, what do we exalt in this country? People who make it big, don't we? The people who rise to the top in their profession. It's admirable, no doubt about it. And there are a lot of good people in those positions, I'm quite sure. But perhaps we ought to think about the little people more. Maybe they're not so little after all. And maybe I ought to stop on the head.